Hello and welcome to today's video. I just finished putting on some makeup from the items that I just pulled, so we're about to go back in time and do a Shop My Stash for the month of March. So this is just me going through things that I already own and pulling out items that I want to show some love in the month of March. I hope you enjoy it. I'll see you in the next one. Okay, so let's start up here. This basket is full of items that I will put back as we open the doors, but for now I will move out of the way. Up here we have items that are in current project pans. So these are items in my Roulette Pan collab, my 9 in 2019, and my Valentine's Day project pan that I posted with my husband. I will link all of those videos below if you're interested in seeing them. And yeah, so these for now will just stay where they are. We don't really need to go through those. Over here we have a couple items like my Tarte Shape Tape, my Lorac eye primer, a black eyeliner, and just a cream liner for my waterline. And these are just items that I don't have like too many multiples of, and I don't switch out too often, so they'll just stay out as well. However, these eyeshadow palettes should be switched out. So if you watched my February Shop My Stash, I was saying that I wasn't really too concerned with getting much use out of this Modern Renaissance palette, but I was mainly going to use it if I needed transition shades, and I really did reach for Warm Taupe quite a bit. I did reach for Primavera and Venetian Red also, but for the most part I didn't use it that much. I think maybe 5 times total, so not a lot of use, but I'm okay with that because honestly within the past year, in 2018, this palette got plenty of love from me. Now, these two palettes were the ones that I wanted to focus on a little bit more, and I definitely think I did. It looks a little bit more dirty than it did when it started out this month. This was my most used palette, and I don't know, I'm just head over heels in love with this palette. I used it a ton, or I used it, what was a ton for me, for having 2 other palettes to share spotlight with. I used it over 10 times, which I thought was really good. I used all the colors more than once, also really glad for that. My favorite shade in this palette that I used this month was Soul. I did a couple purple looks that I was just in love with, and yeah, I really enjoyed this palette. And then I also tried out Sultry for the first time. This is brand new when I opened it up and used it this month, and I have to say, I have mixed feelings on it. Now, all in all, like, Anastasia's formula is amazing, and the quality of these shadows is so good. I love this Cyborg shade. But honestly, Ember, Teak, and Cinder are so dang similar to me on my eyelid that I'm a little bit bummed that there are like just 3 shades that look so like close. And so yeah, it's not my number 1 palette. Norvina would probably be my most like cherished ABH palette, but all in all I do think it's a good palette and I will get plenty of use out of it in the future. But I am a little disappointed that those 3 like shimmery browns are so similar. So for now I put those 3 palettes back, and because I was really focused on using those 3 palettes this month, I want to play with some of my singles that are in my drawer down below, so I'll pull those out in a minute. But in the meantime, I'm only going to pull like 2 larger palettes, I think. I'll pull this palette that I plan to use mostly for a transition shade, and then if I'm headed to work, these shimmery shades are really easy to throw on my lid. So that will be one. This is the Lorac Pro 3, one of my favorite like neutral palettes that I own. For weekend looks, when I want a pop of color, I'll grab this Pure My Little Pony, the movie palette. And I actually really don't love the shimmers in this palette, but the mattes are very nice. So if I want like a pink matte or a red matte or a purple matte or a yellow, I really like the yellow too. I will grab this out. I won't pressure myself to use it a ton because I really want to use singles, but I think to have some colorful mattes will be good for me for the month of March. So in the month of February, I had pulled Enchantress, Smoldering Satin, and Kitten Karma to work on or try out in eyeshadow looks. And I have to say, I much prefer Kitten Karma to Enchantress. Enchantress doesn't have as much glitter as this has, I mean, it's still pretty, but to me, if I had to choose, I would go with Kitten Karma over Enchantress. But for now, I will put these back. In addition to my Stila glitters, I was also using these ColourPop Super Stark Shadows in Don't Leave and Twitter Painted. And I didn't really get a good chance to use these because I was really focusing on trying to use all the shimmers in the other palettes. So since I'm pulling fewer palettes this month, and I really want to try to focus on some of these singles. So I'm going to keep out Twitter Painted and Don't Leave, which is this really brilliant bright pink. I'm also going to pull out, this one is Special Delivery, and this is Sugar, which is, this one's more blue in tone, this one's a little bit more greenish in tone. And then also I want to pull out I Heart This, and Fringe, as well as Frog, and Race You, which is a really pretty pink with orange kind of goldy glitters in it. And then this is definitely an orange pink shifting duochrome kind of thing called I Like You. And then I'm also going to pull out Cusp by ColourPop, and two more. This is a matte orange called Monkey Business, and this one is a purpley magenta-y kind of color, and this one is Wild Thoughts. Now I am leaving behind 3 of them that already have pan on them, so I'm fine with that. I feel like they've gotten more love from me, but I'd like to give the other ones, I believe there are 12 up here, some more love. Now I'm putting back 2 eyeliners. I don't plan to use any colorful eyeliners this month. If I do, I'll just pull them myself, but I don't need these right now. During the month of February, I was also using this ColourPop highlighter in Wisp. I love this color, it's so beautiful, but I need to trade some things out and give some other things some love. And I was also using my Stila Heaven's Hue highlighter in Kitten, and it's gorgeous, but again, we need to give some other things some attention. So before the month of March, I think that I want to try out this Ofra Trio, and it has obviously a bronzer, a blush, and a highlight. This is the highlight in Rodeo Drive, I believe. Yeah, Rodeo Drive. I have not touched this or tried it, and so I think it's time. And I also want to pull out this Holographic Eye and Cheek palette by Ulta. I think that this might curb my craving to use some colorful highlights here and there, or at least I could try using them on my eyes should I want to. But I haven't really played with these a ton, but I'd like to figure out what my opinion is on them, so I hope to do that in March. Okay, moving to the next drawer, I was using, I had pulled a CoverGirl Outlast All Day powder in case I finished my powder that's in my project pan, and I'm going to trade this out and grab a couple other powders for the month. And I'd actually like to try using quite a bit this month. This was a Color Icon Wet n Wild, like it's supposed to be, it says a bronzer, but really I've heard it's more like a finishing powder similar to like the Hourglass ambient lighting powders, and so I want to give this a go. I haven't actually tried it yet, so I figured now's a good time to try that out. Also, I want to give this Kat Von D brightening powder in the shade Petal a try. I have not even opened it yet. The seal is still on it, so I figure now is a good time to try that maybe. I also want to try my Bye Bye Pores pressed powder. I usually save this for special occasions, but I realize that's kind of a stupid habit that I need to break, and I wanted to try picking it up a little bit more frequently this month. Also, my Mally Beauty, I just raved about this in a Products That I'm Surprised That I Love video, and I realized after filming it that I'm like, you know what, it's been a while since I picked this up. So I have an important, like a couple important events coming up in March that I will want my makeup to last all day for, and so I feel like before I walk out the door, this will be a good like last minute thing to do to touch up my makeup so that maybe it'll last a little longer, and I'm gonna just remember to pick it up a little bit more because I love it, and that means I should use it more often. In February, I had pulled 2 blushes to use, and I want to put both of those back. The first one was that Color Icon blush in Apricot in the middle, and then this one was a deluxe size sample of like a mauve colored one from Lancome. And for now, I want to pull back out my Laura Geller Hollywood Blushing Trio, which has Pink Grapefruit, Bora Bora, and Maui, and Honeysuckle. And yeah, this I'm mainly pulling for days when I'm rushing out the door to get to work. This is a nice shimmery kind of, or not shimmery, but it's a glowy blush. And it's kind of a nice, like when I don't feel like putting on highlighter and that kind of thing, this gives my cheeks a little bit of life a little more easily. So this will be good for days when I'm kind of rushed and trying to get out the door quickly. Last but not least, I tried my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer for the first time, and I had swatched it before the past month, but I had not used it. And I have to say, I was really impressed with it. I very much enjoyed it and liked it. But for now, I'm going to put it back, and I'm going to really work on the bronzer in my project pan, because I want to get it done quicker so that I can have time to really love on some of these bronzers without the pressure of finishing one. So for now, that can stay. And to pull for just a little bit of a contour that I can use along with my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, I'm going to pull out this Kat Von D. Sorry, I'm not even in frame. I'm going to pull out this Kat Von D Shade and Light palette for the contour shades, and maybe I can also try using the like setting shades a little bit more. I rarely reach for those, but I feel like they're good powders. I'm usually such a loose powder fan that I forget to use powders like this. Alright, please excuse my unmade bed over here. But I had two primers that I was kind of playing with in addition to the one in my 2019 project pan. And I'm going to put both of them back for now. And I'm going to trade it out for this One Heck of a Blot primer and just kind of give it a little bit of love. This is a really good primer, and it's been a while since I've used it, so I need to rotate it out and use it some. So in the month of February, I was using my Vitalist Healthy Elixir foundation, and I love this. I didn't get to wear it as much as I wanted to because I was focusing on other foundations in my other project pans, but I'll put it back for now, and I'm actually going to trade it out for one that I think is a little bit similar. This is my Tarte Hybrid Gel foundation, and to me this is a little bit, it wears very similar to the Vitalist Healthy Elixir, but this, I actually prefer the CoverGirl one on my skin. This one looks a little bit more dry and doesn't look as lifelike as the CoverGirl one, but for now I think this one will be good to rotate in, and then I can actually really test those claims and see if I'm wrong or not. I was using a color corrector in the month of February, and I was worried, because this was brand new, I was worried that it was going to be a little too dark, but it turned out to be absolutely fine, and I really actually enjoyed the results that I got with it. I don't think it's the most hydrating one ever, but all in all, I did really think that it helped combat some like dark circles that I really struggle with. So for now, I'm going to put it back though, and I'm going to use this one here, if I can reach it. Yeah, this is my NYX Dark Circle Concealer, and I kind of want to test them against each other. I just want to see how much color correcting this one does compared to the other one that I just used. So for the month, if I can get the cap on, for the month of March, this will be a good one to try out. So in the month of February, I was also using this ColourPop concealer, and I was really also making an effort to use my Tarte Shape Tape concealer. So I think for now I will put this back and make an effort to just really focus on the Tarte concealer for now, because I don't really think I need anything else at the moment. And lastly, I had pulled a number of lip products to use in the month of February, and I'm going to put all these back. This was a really hot pink option. I can go back. A red gloss that actually, I think on second thought I will leave this out. I need to actually get a Q-tip now to like get the product out, because it's mostly just stuck to the sides. So I think maybe if I do that, I can just finish it off and call it quits and put it in my empties. I will put back my red lipstick from Lorac. And I also want to put back my Trident color from Pirates of the Caribbean Lorac collection. Can't speak today. And I think I will... And I think I want to pull out these two ColourPop Lippy Sticks. One is in the shade Bound and one is in the shade Skimpy. And I really want to make an effort to just use my liner, my lip liner, in my 2019 project pan, and these will probably be really good to top over the lip liner and just give my lips a little hydration. And for now, I think that will be it for the month of March. I'm pretty happy with those picks. Alright, so this is everything that I have pulled to use for the month of March. I'm pretty satisfied with it. I know I have a lot of eyeshadow here, but I think that I'll at least be able to wear everything once and possibly twice for some of my favorites. But for now, that's everything. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.